This is a quick video on my experience with Fix-A-Floor. I used Fix-A-Floor for 6 loose tiles in my kitchen. This is the Boardwalk series of tiles. I can't remember the name, but it's a pretty popular series of tiles. They emulate boardwalks. I believe I have Atlantic City. But like a lot of tiles, over time, they started to pop. And I guess these tiles, due to the shape, the somewhat long rectangular shape, that they are prone to popping. And I had a contractor tell me that there's a slight curvature to the tiles, and it adds to the difficulty of getting them to, lay flat and stay attached. There were other issues at work. This is a townhouse, and the floor, the subfloor, was in very difficult shape. The contractor did put down a new subfloor, but I do not believe they properly prepared the floor and used the right materials to give the best chance for a positive outcome. But the structure here it's a trussed structure, so there's a pretty big void underneath this floor, and just in general the construction here is not as good as it could be. So I looked for quite a while here and talked to a general contractor, a flooring specialist. If you talk to a general contractor or a flooring specialist, they're going to tell you, well, I'll come in and we'll remove the tiles, we'll chisel them out, or however they get them out, and they ask you, do you have extra tiles because there's a good chance they're going to break them, yada yada yada, and then you're looking at pretty invasive fix, and probably a decent amount of money as well. And that wasn't appealing to me. I wanted to be, minimize how invasive I was, and not spend money that I didn't necessarily have to. I found Fix-A-Floor, and I watched as many videos out there that I could. There's not a lot out there, but there are a few, and because of these narrow grout lines, I ordered their recently released version of this that has the very small tip. It's a metal tip. It's almost like a syringe to inject the glue into the holes that you drill and get it under the tiles. And as their directions, or if you watch videos, it really is as simple as drilling holes into the grout. And you want to be careful. You don't want to go too low. You just want to go to a level where you're at the bottom of the tile. You're at the void. There is a void between the tile and the material that was put underneath the tile. And all of these tiles, they would move like a diving board. You could press, if this end was loose, you could press on it and you could see it moving up and down a little bit. So that's where I focused in drilling the hole. So for this one, I would drill a hole, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If this side of the tile was loose, I'd put 6 holes in. And I was not able to get the material to go, say, in this side of the tile and come out that side of the tile. I was not able to do that. Yeah, my phone's ringing here. Let's see if I can get it to stop. I can't. But what I was able to do, just okay. What I was able to do, repeating the process of going through the holes and injecting liquid just over and over and over again. So I drilled all the holes for the 6 tiles. I had a bunch of holes, and I just made, laps around, just getting some material in. As other folks said in videos, have a good bucket of water, nice hot water, have a good sponge, because it is a mess. This is very thin glue, and I would assume that so that it gets under the tile, and it's a mess. It will, come out of the hole. And also be very careful as you're with the caulking gun to not squeeze the caulking gun too hard. Again, the glue is so thin, it'll come out the back of the caulking gun. I had that happen, it wasn't a surprise because so many of the videos talked about it. So just, again, you have your big bucket of hot water and the sponge. Just clean it up and keep going and get material in the holes. And I had a comfort level that I had material underneath the tile, even though I wasn't able to get it to come out the other end, because I could push down in the tile and the glue would somewhat bubble up out of the holes. So I had a comfort level that I had glue, some glue got under there. Going back to when you drill the holes, that was also a good indication that the holes were appropriate. You drill the holes, you vacuum them out, and then as you press down on a tile, the holes, you'll see little puffs of air coming out the holes. Again, that gave me a comfort level that the holes were good, they were ready for some glue, and I went about the process of doing that again, and it took an awful long time to do all 6 tiles, to slowly work glue into all the holes that I drilled. And then I used just plastic weights that I use for weightlifting. I had them all up here, let them sit on the tiles. I did probably, roughly 15 pounds. So 15 pounds here, 15 pounds here, 15 pounds here, and let it dry for, a good day. And I was extremely pleased. I was so happy because this was actually grinding on me that I had this problem with the floor. It worked. It worked. It snugged the tiles down. The floor is nice and solid. And then regrouting is quite easy. I had leftover grout just in a little paper cup. I took really just like a tablespoon of grout and a little bit of water and mixed it up. I added enough water that it was relatively thin. It's very easy to work with if it's thin, and I just carefully filled in the holes and just touched up the grout, and it worked. It worked for me. So I even sent a note to their product and solving this problem for me, which was weighing on me at least. So if folks are out there and you have this problem, and this video helps, great. I tried it. It worked for me. It's not expensive, and it's not hard to use. And, if for some reason a tile loosens up or another tile loosens up, I'll just go back and do it again. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope it helps.